I used to preach that video games are a waste of time, and 10 to 15 years ago when I used to say this, they largely were a waste of time. Now they still are a waste of time.
What up, man? It's your boy Danye BC2, and today we're going to be talking about video games. Video games. And y'all see the title, and I kind of don't disagree with it. I feel like after the age of 25, once you out of college, once you out of school and you're working, video games ain't really it. And it's cool to play video games in your off time. It's cool to do your thing. I'm not saying don't do that. But if you decide to do that, if you decide to put your time and effort into playing video games, doing things fun outside of working and things of that nature, just don't cry about how hard life is, about how much money you don't got, about how much your bills cost. I don't want to hear no excuses. If you have time to play around, play video games, then you should not be complaining about your circumstance in life. And that's how I feel. But listen, we're going to get into it. We're going to see what Tristan Tate got to say and react. So
if you look at life like a video game, anything that increases one of your stats is a worthwhile hobby. I think that playing chess will make you more intelligent, helps your critical thinking. Reading books makes you more interesting and more knowledgeable. Any type of sport or physical training makes you stronger, fitter, better looking. It's going to make you live longer. So whatever hobby you want to pursue and whatever you want to do, just make sure it's something that makes you better as a person. I mean, I know young men who make jewelry, who make knives. You know, that's a very productive hobby because it's a business that they're training themselves up to do. Just try to avoid things like video games, because video games actually increase nothing. They help you in no way at all. I would argue that they probably make you less healthy, more lazy. I used to preach that video games are a waste of time, and 10 to 15 years ago when I used to say this, they largely were a waste of time. Now they still are a waste of time. However, time you enjoy wasting isn't necessarily time wasted. So I, for example, like to read books. I read books, I listen to audiobooks. I don't benefit necessarily monetarily from them. They're just entertainment. Instead of watching TV, I read books. Some people play video games. What I would say is, whereas books can make you more interesting as a person, video games, you have to find a way of at least offsetting the damage done by the time you sink into them by, at the very least, trying to be productive. I don't know, streaming your video gameplay on Rumble, trying to play competitively with other people over the internet and making videos and document your games and try and get some...
All right, let's talk about the beginning part and what he was saying. He was basically stating that whatever you do in life outside of, let's say, working and things of that nature should some way, somehow help benefit you later on. Even if, like you said, if that's reading, that's helping getting your mind thinking. Reading is a great tool to, like, I ain't gonna lie, reading helps you calm down. It helps you focus. People cannot focus nowadays because technology and things like that actually hinder and don't help your focus. That's why scrolling through TikTok, playing games like Angry Bird back then when it was popping, really damages the mind because we can't focus. Our attention span's going everywhere. We're thinking about everything. We're seeing 1,000 videos within an hour span. That is crazy. So books help you calm down, focus, gives you a level of intelligence, makes you see new words and things. It opens your mind and it helps you. Like you said, it might not be now, but for later on. I also agree that if you do find things, like he said, that you can start to grow from, it can help you. Sports is another thing that it helps with health. It makes you stay in shape. It makes you live longer. And it is a fun activity that also you can learn teamwork and different skills from and how to be competitive. So it's a lot of benefits. Now, when we break down video games, I ain't gonna lie, video games is very toxic. And that's what people don't like to talk about as well. Video games, you hear the most craziest stuff. Kids is on there talking reckless to each other, cursing each other out. Video games bring out the worst. I ain't gonna lie. It's very, very toxic. And people don't even tend to think about that. You get very mad. Listen, I used to be a huge video game guy, especially in high school. I ain't play so much in college, but when I did play, oh, I was heated. If I was open and missed a shot, man, I'm snapping. If something's going wrong my way, I'm going crazy. So, like he said, video games has a lot of downsides, and most of y'all ain't getting money from it. But I want to hear what Tristan Tate got to say in terms of like streaming and other things like that, because that's a lot of people's argument.
videos and document your games and try and get some eyes on you, so you're not just isolated by yourself messing around in your room with your face in a computer screen. I mean, most bad habits and most hobbies and most things that don't necessarily seem that productive can be turned into content creation. And that's something that we teach inside of the real world, regardless what it is. No matter, I mean, if you like shining shoes, if you do it to a professional level, you can create content and get eyes on you and get, you know, advertisers and make money and start a channel based on that. So I think video games are a waste of time still. Yeah, they're still a waste of time, and the gamers are going to get mad at me. But there are, you know, extremely famous streamers who make a lot of money playing video games, and people say like, oh, well, they play video games, I should do the same thing. They're not just video game players though. They're entertainers, they're charismatic, they're hosting a show, they're funny. You know, their character looks good. I don't know. But these people who host the video game streams are more than just players themselves, because it's not the video games people are interested in. It's their personality. I don't know where you're watching this video.
I would agree. I would agree to the most sense that I think, let me get out of here. I think he brings up some good points. I still think that video games aren't productive. And can you make money from it? Yes, you can. But to make real money, you gotta stand out. Like you said, people gotta be there to watch you for the most part. They gotta be there to watch your reaction, see how funny you are. So you gotta bring more to the table of just playing video games and popping up a stream. Like, you can put a camera in front of you and play a video game, but it doesn't make people tune in. And for real, a lot of these people that we see now who are popping and streaming video games and things of that nature, they're some of the most immature, sus people, feminine people, most emotional people, because that's what the video games bring out. And so I'm not gonna lie, I think in terms of what it brings to society, I think it's negative. I think it's negative. Like I said, it's this more flamboyant culture. Even streamers like Ray, streamers like what's that? Ray, what's the little guy? The little guy. I forget his name, but he's known for doing weird and like gay things. And I just like, and millions of kids get access to this. Millions of kids watch this. Millions of kids are entertained, and they mimic this type of behavior. And so when you look at it from a larger scale of things, I think it's showing men how not to be men. I still think there's a standard of what is like to be a man in society and what responsibilities you have. Now, I know that's not popular opinion nowadays, but I don't care. And anybody around me know that I'm going to stick to men having jobs, having tasks. Men should be working their butts off. Men should not be focused on video games and even like sports and things of that nature as much as what they got going on in their real life, in their real situation. Like I said, I'm cut from a different cloth. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to give y'all the real, and I'm going to try to help y'all advance and get better as a whole, as a society, and as a person. So I think you should pay less attention to that video games, especially if your life's not in order. And you should focus on actually getting up every day, maybe getting that second job, and focus on that. But I may be wrong. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're still watching this video. Let me know in the comment section how you feel. And my opinion, stay away from the video games. Go outside. Go read a book. Go do a hobby. Learn a martial arts. Better yourself internally. Better your body. Better your mind space. And go from there, man. I'm going to catch y'all in the next vid. I'm out. Peace.